DeAndre Hopkins. He's one of the most amazing wide receivers I have ever seen. I have been in the stadium where he has made numerous one-handed catches and wowed the crowd, and I still think he has got a lot left in the tank. I had talked about the idea of him coming out here when the story came out from him being on the I Am an Athlete podcast, saying how Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that he would love to play with. I said, if you're trading for him, no. If he's a free agent, if he gets released, then yeah, let's have a conversation. I have gone back and forth on this over the last week. And what I have decided is something that I still can't believe. I don't want him. I know that he would be incredible. I know that he would be a great addition. I know that he would make Devontae Smith your third wide receiver. Like we were talking about Zacchaeus and Quez Watkins as your number 3 guys competing for that spot. And now we're talking about, nope, those guys are out. Like now you have Devontae Smith. Now you have Hopkins, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith's your 1, 2, 3. What? Even A.J. Brown as your number 2 is incredible. Oh, and you also have Dallas Goedert. Oh, and you just got DeAndre Swift. Oh, and you might get something from Rashad Penny. And Kenny Gainwell's pretty good running back. Oh, wow. Yes, those are all-star team. That's an all-star team. That's a Pro Bowl team. Miles Sanders going into last year talking about it feels like we got an all-star team. And people were like, yeah, well, they made it to a Super Bowl. Okay, so he wasn't wrong. But there is just, and it's not a culture thing. It's not a chemistry thing. It's a share the ball thing. And then people are like, well, what if somebody goes out? If anybody gets injured, then if anybody gets injured, you're just going to bring DeAndre Hopkins in. If anybody gets injured, you're just going to have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. If A.J., like, that is such an unbelievable luxury move. It just, look, I don't know what's going to cost you, and I don't think that DeAndre Hopkins is going to be signing for cheap. He might be ring hunting. I don't know. He's over the age of 30. But, man, when it comes to this team, I just don't see it happening. And I think it would. 2 things. I don't see it happening, and I don't want it to happen. I know that it might sound like you're overthinking it by saying you don't want the guy because, look what it could offset. I think you already have something great here. And I think, look, if we're talking about in the same sentence, Bijan Robinson being a luxury pick for the Eagles, this should be a luxury acquisition for the Eagles. I think things are really good on this Eagles offense. They can always be better, certainly. But I don't think that's the move you make. As my allergies start to run wild on me again. But I don't think that's the move they make. I acknowledge that he has a lot left in the tank. But there just seems something so off about the idea of bumping Devontae Smith to your number 3. And that doesn't mean that he can't handle it. That doesn't mean that he'd bitch and moan and complain about being there or A.J. Brown not being the number 1 guy. I'm not talking about the culture portion of this. I'm not talking about something that's not tangible. I'm talking about you already know how well this works. Why would I change it drastically? DeAndre Hopkins would be would be not horrible, but it would be offsetting to something great you already have. And it feels like it would be a greedy pick. And yes, greed can be really good. A greedy pickup, excuse me. It just doesn't feel like the right move to me.